Pulp Fiction is a 1994 black comedy film written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. The movie is well known for its plot twists and non-chronological timeline that jump back and forth between three different stories of crime and violence to create a narrative complex structure. In this video, we are going to outplot the timeline and analyze the plot twists in the film.
The first timeline starts with Jules and Vincent visit the kids' flat to return the case for their boss. Jules threatened them and succeeded to return the bag, but almost got shot by one hitting kid. While they are on their way back, Vincent accidentally shoots Marvin in the car. Therefore, they have to stop Jimmy's house to clean up the car. After they finished the cleaning, they went to a restaurant for breakfast and encountered a robbery. The timeline ends with Jules and Vincent meeting their boss. The second timeline narrates the story between Vincent Vega and Mia Wallace. He drives to meet Mia and picks her up at Jack Rabbit Slim's, a 1950s-themed restaurant. They have a meal and participate in a dancing competition, then return home. Unfortunately, Mia suffers a fatal overdose because she mistakes Vincent's heroin for her cocaine. Vincent drives her to Lance's house hurriedly and injects adrenaline into her heart. Eventually, Mia is safe and the story ends when Vincent and Mia return home. This timeline starts with Marcellus giving money to Butch and telling him to lose in his coming match. However, Butch deceived Marcellus and won the match by accidentally killing his opponent. He planned to run away with Fabian but found that his gold watch was left in his apartment, so he decided to go back to his apartment to get the watch. He killed Vincent in his apartment. While he was on his way back, this time he encountered Marcellus and both of them were captured by Maynard while they were fighting with each other. Maynard and Zed raped Marcellus while Butch managed to escape. Butch decided to save Marcellus by killing Maynard. Then Marcellus told Butch to keep the secret and asked him to leave Los Angeles forever. The timeline ended with Butch and Fabian riding away. These three timelines are not lining up in chronological order in the movie. A non-linear narrative is created. The movie starts with the restaurant robbery scene, which is the last part of Vincent and Jules' timeline, followed by Vincent and Jules working together, which is the beginning of their timeline. After that, Butch's timeline starts and is followed by Vincent and Mia's timeline. Then, Butch's timeline goes on until its end. The movie jumps back to Vincent and Jules' timeline and ends with the restaurant robbery scene. Let's go into details about how these scenes are connected to each other. They visited the kid's apartment and it suddenly stops in the middle, and it continues after the Butch storyline ends. What's interesting is we already saw Vincent is dead in Butch storyline and still see him alive in the later part. The opening scene of this film is a restaurant robbery couple scene. And if you watch this film, you must be excited to see Jules and Vincent in the restaurant in the end. So they suggest how it starts and show how it ends, which seems circular and complete. We can also guess the ending scene is connected to the earlier bar scene, where Marcellus talks with Butch, as they wear the same silly clothes. And after this scene, Vincent goes on a date with Mia the next day. There are a bunch of crazy plot twists in the movie. But, all of it, we have to mention our friend Vincent Vega's sudden death. Let's see what happened again. There was a silence for almost 10 seconds, after Vincent came out from the toilet, just watching each other. Then the toast is done, and bullets are fired at the same time. We might not know what happened if there was no toast, but it is sure toast became a trigger of bullets. We can also think about the following scene as a setup for this murder. They actually met each other before at the bar, having a little fight, as Vincent called him Palka. After this, we can see Butch got insulted quite a lot by this young man, like he says "I'd beat you up someday," which happens quite brutally. When they met each other again in Butch's apartment, both of them froze for a while. Butch recognized Vincent was the hitman of Marcellus, so he shot him. The bar scene was also a foreshadowing for Vincent's death. Quite many people who watch this movie might consider Vincent as a main character before they watch this. However, as we saw, he died faster than the toast. That is already something out of our expectation. Tarantino might give us hints of this happening throughout the films. About his carelessness. This was not the first time he's been messing around. He left his drug at his coat, which caused Mia's overdose, shot Marvin out of sudden, and at last, carelessly left the gun in the living room, leading to his own death. This was our quick review about this crazy, fascinating film, and we are very curious about what was your favorite part, your own climax.